Yeah, I like it.
You ready, Connor?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the ATG podcast. This is a key data series, meaning it's only 10 minutes long. Connor will give us a 60-second mark. What we're trying to do is give you the best of our knowledge so that anyone can benefit, even if you have 10 minutes. So this is taking any data that's not essential and putting it right out. So Connor, jumping right in with you. Recovery. What's your mindset on recovery?
Okay, so basically how my recovery works is anything that does not involve dunking, I'm recovering that entire time. So the day after I dunk, I'm not going for long walks. I'm not going for bike rides. I'm not going for anything that doesn't have to do with just exploding off the ground and trying to put a hole through the earth. I'm not doing it.
Cheetah lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's if you want to jump as high as possible, you can't be going and doing all these other things and expect that you're going to have the maximum vert. Now, can you maintain a high vert and do other things? Yes, but that's not my goal, so that's not what I do.
Yeah, we know there's an inverse ratio between how many miles you go and how high your vertical jump is. Now, Derek has it from a different perspective of active recovery. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a little almost opposite of Connor. I'm not trying to be the highest jump in the world, but I just want to be healthy and I want to keep my body in homeostasis. So I do like active recovery. So I do sleds, walk on the sand, like meditate, get sunlight, really focus, dial in on my diet, on my mindset. So really focusing in and honing in on balancing everything in my body. So as above, so below. So I really try to focus on like reversing out any imbalances that I may have. So whether that be mental or physical.
Killer tip from Derek. After hooping, immediately go do reverse sled work. If you have a trouble recovering from your sport, whatever it is, actually, this is a Derek tip that I did at one point that helped me a lot, which is right after hooping, go do, I don't know, you would go for a while, but probably.
Yeah, I would go for at least 20 to 30 minutes, man. Just like, just slow and control. And then sometimes I pick it up, but it just feels good to kind of like flush out a lot of like, I don't know what you call that, but just kind of flush it out,
and
man.
We don't
just
have to know what it is. We don't have to know what it is on a cellular level. While other people are debating, this guy's 43, dunking off either leg. And then when he finishes playing, instead of getting stiff after, he goes and does reverse sled right after. Now, Jeff, I have no idea what angle Jeff might come in at, but what do you
I have no clue.
Stretch.
What?
Spend more time stretching. No, like all jokes aside, you know, if even let's just say even improving range of motion is not a huge goal for you, right? To me, there's a lot of benefits that stretching can provide that exceed that. One of those things is going to be relaxing, learning how to relax, learning how to spend the time that you're not doing something, just being present, being relaxed, releasing any unnecessary tension in the body, whether it be physical or neurological. With that's going to come breathing. You're going to have to learn how to breathe. So you're going to learn to take nice, big, deep breaths, get tons of oxygen into the system, and you're going to sleep better. So, you know, range of motion aside, if you're stretching, you're going to learn how to breathe. You're going to learn how to relax. And because of those things, you're going to sleep better, which means you're going to recover better. So stretch.
And it makes sense biologically because you're talking better sleep. Breathing has a ton of proven benefits, not to mention with stretching. How many guys have we seen who actually, like, the nerves, like, you can tell that because they're tight, the nerves can't actually flow and get recovery to the area. Not to mention, I mean, the greatest expert ever on lifting weights was Charles Poliquin. So you're talking about a guy more obsessed with lifting weights than anyone. And he said his number one regret was not getting into flexibility sooner, and that the lack of flexibility was the number one limiter of muscle growth. So if your body can't go into an area, it's kind of hard to recover it. And if you look at the best legs of all time, Tom Platz, the guy would stretch an hour a day. I mean, unbelievable, and had incredible flexibility. So he could communicate with any area he wanted to. Now I'm coming at recovery from just a totally different paradigm, like a different way of thinking, which is, and this encompasses sledding, stretching, jumping, everything that Jeff, Derek, Connor have said is encompassed in what I'm talking about. My strategy is almost, I want to get my jumping, my stretching, my lifting, my cardio. I want to get it so perfect that I don't have anything to recover from. that I feel great before, during, and after, and the next day, and every time in between. My philosophy is almost like, what if your training for the 40 was how fast your 40 was if you got woken up at 4 a.m. and were told to sprint? What if that was the time you were clocking? And I'll bet if you chased that, you would improve your actual 40 better than any other strategy. What's your vertical jump completely cold? If you had to pursue that, you'd be like, wow, well, I'm going to really have to get smart about how I'm training and really get like bulletproof joints. Well, guess what? How many times, Connor, do we see that someone focusing now on like recovering their knees? Oh my God, I'm jumping higher. You see what I mean? If your knees don't hurt to begin with, you can put more intention. So that's, mine is almost the anti-recovery of, let's take recovery out of our vocabulary and let's focus on such perfect training that we evolve to being more protected, so that even when we are warmed up, even when we do go too far, we can go farther, we can push harder. If knee pain didn't exist, for example, you just keep jumping higher because you're able to put in the exact intention you want. So that's what I'm going for, is a state where I don't have to think about recovery, but it keeps me honest too. So mine is a no Band-Aid philosophy, no thought about recovery, that my training has to be so perfect that my body feels incredible at all times, that it's not putting any stress that I can't handle. But it's a more honest approach. It's a more patient approach. Got to do a lot of tibialis raises and stuff like that.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
funny. We have 3 minutes left, so I'm just going to touch on what you're talking about. How about we should take recovery out of the vocabulary? Like, to me, I agree with that quite a bit, because like for jumpers a lot, you'll see us, we'll peak out really hard. We'll be doing more jumping than we should. Our vertical will go down, and then we have to go through a cycle of recovering back to the original ability that we had when we were jumping as high as possible. And then we have to go through another cycle, and we just keep cycling through these things of jumping very, very high, getting hurt basically, and then coming back again. And this is something I've fallen prey to also, but I don't think that's something that needs to be done. I think what you said about it's not recovery. What you're working on is your actual physical ability that you can handle at any given moment. So if you're doing things that hurt you, it's your fault that you didn't train properly to be able to handle them. And you have to just be humble and realize like you got to stay at where you need to be until you're ready.
Exactly. And it's so much easier to transform anything when you're bulletproof and you have no pains and imbalances. So when you stretch right, when you cardio right, when you jump right, all these things, right? Just take jumping. If your jump balance is perfect, if you can land perfectly either side, if you're built from the ground up, you can't hurt yourself. Like if your ankle is stronger than your knee and your knee is stronger than your hip, you can't hurt yourself. But any imbalance the other way around, or any imbalance between legs, and now jumping itself can cause something you would need to recover from. Same with your cardio. If I just go do regular cardio, Derek, versus reverse, if I do reverse cardio, I feel even better after. And I just burn the calories to get that fucking
hey, I see you, man. You working.
Recovery, same with stretching. Jeff, if I have no piriformis stretching and I think that just because I can touch my toes, I'm flexible, and then I complain about recovery and need 20 different foam rollers and shit, it's because I wasn't stretching right in the first place.
Yeah,
I think you touched on all our lifestyles too. Like we all, what you saying kind of tax like I do this. It's my lifestyle. That's your lifestyle, kind of lifestyle. Jeff flex, he stretches. Yeah, and it's like this is our. It's not like we really recovering. It's part of each of our lifestyles. So
it's taking
I love your point of view,
for
man.
Everything you're doing. You shouldn't be doing something that you can't actually take responsibility for. That now you're trying to figure out, should I ice? Should I take this? And I used to ice my knees 4 times a day. I had a thing of painkillers in my car that nobody knew about, that I was popping way more. I shouldn't have even been allowed to drive that car. Like, I'm not kidding. Like,
wow.
I've lived it all sides.
Yeah, I like it.
We're down to 45 seconds.
Got anything for us, Jeff? Crunch time.
Follow through,
I mean, I think you guys said it. You know, all the above obviously work for what we're trying to accomplish. And, you know, I use a multitude. Stretching is my thing, so I talked about it, but I use all the different methods that you guys talked about here. And I think what Derek said is crucial, is make it part of your lifestyle.
And for the record, Jeff's the least injured guy any of us have seen. Like, from day one since I met him, I mean, he could just train so hard all the time. We're going on a few years of knowing him now, without me ever seeing him have a bad day. Literally.
That's true. Never.
So, considering how many dozens of injuries we all rack up, he's living proof of what that means when you can, communicate to any area in your body.
Agreed. All right, man. Well, that's the 10-minute podcast wonder.
T-Data.
I like it.
Keep us coming with topics. Let us know what you're thinking about.
All right, boom.
10 minutes is a lick.
Guys.
ATG online coaching.
ATG shorts.
Hey, MrInfinity.com.
Flexible beard oil coming soon.
I'll
As
be a
we
sponsor.
said, Connor's been using it 3 days.
I'm in the beta process now, just testing out. As you can see, I'm nice and filled in. So
You got to keep it going. Keep it going.
All right. Peace, AGG.